crafty friend, it's me, Justine Dvorak from Stationery by Justine, where when I craft, my world stands still. Today I'm going to do another stash challenge using 3 stamp sets from Pajama Crafter Stamps. The Just Married, the Lovely Bouquet, and the Tea and Coffee Time set. This is going to be a kind of an encouragement style card, perhaps even a graduation style card, and I'm very excited to jump right in. So I'm going to grab the sentiment that is from the Just Married collection, or stamp set, and use some Distress Oxide Teal. Isn't that pretty? And that's going to be my sentiment. That is the peacock feathers, to be specific. Then I'm going to get to coloring my adorable little stamped images here. Now, I took 2 flowers from the Lovely Bouquet set. I'm not done with that set, though, for this card. But I'm just going to take this darkest color here, B39, darkest of what I'm using here today. And this color choice was kind of coming from my scrap of my pattern paper that I'm going to have my teacup rest on. And there is some spatters on there, and there's some dark blue ones. So this is really what I was kind of gaining inspiration from. But I'm just doing a little bit of a rough color around the edges there, and then taking B37, which is my next darkest color, and just kind of going around where I already had colored, but just a little bit more. So it's filling in all of those spaces and really deepening the blend. Then my last color, I'll take B34 and really fill in the rest of my flowers and get everything all settled in. Then to add highlights to my flowers, I'm going to use a white gel pen. This is a fun tip that I've been doing for a while, but you can also take your colorless blender. I'm not doing it in this video, but you can take your colorless blender and color on where you want the highlights to be. And that will be, it kind of lightens up the space. So maybe we should do that on my next video. We'll see. All right, now here is that little white gel pen. This is the 0.5. I prefer the 0.8, but for whatever reason in my craft room, I can't find that right now. But the 8 is a little bit thicker. The 5 is very thin. So if you're looking for a thin line, this is great. But if you're looking for a thicker line, I would definitely use the 0.8 or 800ths. All right, we're gonna move on to my teacup and my tea bag. I'm gonna end up chopping my tea bag up a little bit because I want to create the illusion that the tea bag is inside the cup. And then we're gonna decorate the tag of the bag. Tag bag. Hello, Minnesota accent. You have entered the chat. Okay, I'm gonna go in with some aqua colors here. What is the blue green 15. And these will be little spots around. I'm just doing light flicking motions, and we're going to create kind of a shine on this cup. So on the darker spots, it will be, it's really just helping it look 3D. That's what I'm going to say. It's looking 3D. We want it to look like it is not flat, and it has a shape to it. Then I'm going to go in with the next blue-green, which is blue-green 13. Put it right under the rim, and then where it kind of bulges out there, I wanted it to be a little bit lighter. And then go up on the handle, color in the top. I'm leaving some gaps there because I will use my next lightest color for the rest of the rim. I'll fill that in all the way around, and this is blue-green 11, or BG 11. I've been loving teal. I don't know what it is, but that color is just speaking to me almost on like every card I make. So I've been loving the teals. That is so cute, isn't it? That teacup all by itself is adorable, but that stamp set definitely has more to offer than just the teacup. Now, I really wanted to darken my edges here, so I went in again with blue-green 13, or BG 13, and really just wanted to make that a little more saturated. So I then I'm going to use blue-green 11 to blend it all out. Make sure it's nice and blended. I'm happy with how that looks. Then the tag is going to match the cup, so we're going to use blue-green 11 and blue-green 13 again on there and just kind of blend it up. There we go. This tea bag is the perfect size for this cup. I think they did a great job making this one. Alright, I'm going to make the tea bag. This part I'm going to end up cutting off anyway, but it is E35. And this will be the same color as my tea. To me, that makes sense to have the tea and the tea bag have the same color. Then we'll have E02 for the other tea bag. This to me was very orangey, which was fine. I just think if I were to do this again, I would use maybe like E00 instead. That's more of like a beige color. Alright, we will come back to those little stamp pieces in just a bit. But I wanted to pull from my stash more pattern paper, because if you know what I'm up to now, I'm pulling paper from my stash and making lovely projects and not just hoarding it forever. At least I'm trying. So I'm going to take this gorgeous, lovely bouquet, big floral stamp, and we're going to make this pattern paper look even cooler. You can probably barely see it on camera, but this piece of teal paper has a very light pattern on it, but I think that adding this selvage patina with this flower is going to be even cooler. Actually, I think I ended up stamping this with the peacock feathers because this was a little bit light, but we'll see how it looks, if I remember correctly. Get my little stamp tool there from my husband. There we go. Nope, I did use that color. We're all good. Flip it around and go on the other side. I'm going to deepen the edges of this card up with a brush, so it doesn't have to be a perfect stamp. It just has to be floral, which is the look I was going for. And to me that looks just like I was hoping. Put that to the side for now. Now we'll bring in the peacock feathers again and my stamp wheel, and we will deepen the edges up just a little bit. I do keep my brushes separate from my oxide and my inks because they are a different product, and to keep them separate just makes sense to me. Look at this cute little stamp pad holder that I have from Pajama Crafter Stamps. Isn't that cute? It's perfect for keeping my work surface clean and holds my ink in place. So I'm happy with how that has turned out. I have the light blue one. Just blend the edges a little bit, but trying to keep that floral pattern. A lot of this will be covered with my other pattern paper, but I just wanted it to be something very soft, delicate, and floral. Just going to go ahead in with the rest of whatever is on this blue brush. I didn't add any ink. If I were to guess, it would be the saltwater, not saltwater taffy. I can't remember what that blue color is, but I'm going to be kicking myself later. Kicking myself now. But it's blue, one of the light blue colors. Just give that a quick little cleanup. My stamp wheel is looking cleaner. If you watched my BetterPress Babes with Melanie last month, it was on her channel. I should say our BetterPress Babes live event on her channel. It inspired me to use the cleaner, the Extreme Clean from LDRS Creative on there, and it is getting cleaner, so I'm pleased with that. Now I'm going to layer up my pattern paper with some double-sided tape, and I hate to even cover up this pretty paper, but instead of hoarding my craft supplies, I'm going to enjoy them, even if that means I'm going to cover them up just a little bit. But I just wanted these edges to be all sorts of teal. And to really pull this in, you got to stick with me to the end, because when I put this on the card base, it makes all the difference in the world, because I'm leaving a white border around my piece here. So this square is, I think it's about 3¼ by 3¼ It's kind of large. And the rest of my panel there, my biggest piece is 4 by 5 1/4. And then the floral piece there is just a little bit smaller. So that would be 5 by 3 3/4. So that little square there fits just right. And so yes, I covered up a lot of those floral pieces, but you can still see that there. I'm going to put foam on the bottom of my sentiment just so it doesn't lean down. I want everything to be supported there. That looks great to me. That sentiment is so endearing and so sweet, so I'm glad that I used that one. Now I want my cup to be right about there. I thought about having the tea bag off to the side, but I'm actually going to snip in between here and make my tea bag and the tag a little bit more free, and then we're going to cut the bottom off. So to do that, I'm going to just follow the rim of the glass. I'm going to use a little pencil here just so I get the right angles and such. I'll just eyeball it a bit. That looks good. Give it a little snip. And be careful not to cut off the tea bag part. The tag anyway. There we go. Now it will look like it is floating. So I'm very excited to see how that looks. I think that, to me, it looks exactly like I wanted it in my head, and I'm very pleased about it. So then I'm going to stick everything on. I've been loving using foam, so we're going to put foam on everything and just pop it all up. Now I'm going to make, no, I did already. Last Saturday, I put up on YouTube another encouragement or graduation style card that is a little bit non-traditional. So this I could use for a graduation card as well. As a teacher, I need graduation cards often. So I thought that this would be a really fun one, maybe for someone who likes tea or flowers or just kind of cutesy stuff. And then that moon one could go to someone who likes space. I don't know. To me, that made sense. I added a sweet little heart to the tea bag, and that is not all. We're going to add some Wink of Stella. I'm bringing back Wink of Stella for 2025. It's been out of my craft room for a long time, and I always forget to put it on now, and I want it to sparkle up everything that it possibly can. So Wink of Stella is back, baby. All right. Then the next part of my card, I'm going to add a little bit of embellishments. Now these boyfriend blue embellishments from Pajama Crafter Stamps are perfect to go with my flowers. They're this deep purpley blue, and they are super, super shiny. So I'm very pleased with that on my card as well. Now watch what happens when I take this card and put it on a card base. I think it really changes everything, and it brings in the white. So I'm very thrilled that it turned out just like I wanted it to. Anyway, if you have any of the sets that I used in this video, and you would like to accept my challenge and make a card with this and make something with one of the stamp sets and make something with your stash, I would love to see your makes on the Pajama Crafter Stamps and Friends Facebook group, and also the Stationery Maker group on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye, crafty friend.